Hello everyone, this is Shiv Prem, a legal intern at Lexis and Company and currently pursuing BLLB honors from Central University of South Bihar. So in this today's session, I will be dealing with the topic abolition of untouchability and titles in Indian Constitution. This topic will be covered in two parts. In the first video, I will be dealing with the untouchability and in the next video, I will be dealing with the titles. So let us start this video with as the Constitution of India articulates in unequivocal words the eradication of untouchability and titles. Untouchability Offences Act 1955, which was renamed as the Protection of Civil Rights Act in 1976, provides penalties for preventing a person from entering a place of worship or from taking water from a tank or well. Further, Article 18 provides the mechanism for the protective or reverse discrimination of persons and is prohibitory in nature. The Indian Constitution also adheres to the spirit of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights into the social and legal realm, which embodies the multidimensional spirit of liberty, freedom, equality, and dignity of the human beings, with the ideal of brotherhood. The Constitution makers sought to abolish the titles by inserting Article 18 Clause 1 in the Constitution of India in order to do away with varied inequalities. Dr. B.R. Ambedkar in the essay Mukti Kaun Path Hai, which way to emancipation. He said in that essay, untouchability is nothing but concrete inequality. Such a living example of inequality is to be found nowhere. Nor here, at any point of time in the history of the world, we can find such inequality, which is more intense than untouchability. Now let us see some constitutional provisions. According to Article 17, which states about the abolition of untouchability, which states as untouchability is abolished and its practice in any form is forbidden. The enforcement of any disability arising out of untouchability shall be an offence punishable in accordance with law. Now, there are some special significance of Article 17 under the Indian Constitution, like path-breaking precedent, which states that the rights under Article 17 are available against private individuals, as well as it is the duty of the state to ensure that their rights are not violated. Further, Article 17, which makes the practice of untouchability an offence, must be read with Article 35 Clause A, Subclause 2, which confers upon the Parliament the exclusive power to make laws prescribing punishment for those acts which are declared to be offences under Part 3, Article 35 Clause B. Continues, existing laws which provide punishment for any act which is made an offence under Part 4, subject to adoption or modification under Article 372. The Constitution has adopted a two-line of action to deal with the problem of untouchability. First one is abolition approach, and the second one is prospective approach. So, under the abolition approach, Article 17 of the Constitution knocks the whole problem of the untouchability at the very bottom and throws it out, lock, stock and barrel. The article says untouchability is abolished and its practice in any form is forbidden. The enforcement of any disability arising out of untouchability shall be an offence punishable in accordance with the law. The main thrust of Article 17 is to liberate the society from blind and ritualistic adherence and traditional beliefs. It seeks to establish a new and a liberal society. The disabilities to which Dalits were subjected have been outlawed, and subjecting them to those disabilities would be violative of the Part 3 and Part 4 of the Constitution. The word horizon prima facie refers to an untouchable. Untouchability is an integral part of the case of the caste system and is not based on mens rea, as people still do not like to mix with Dom or Chamar as freely as they would with a Brahmin or Kshatriya. Now, the second one was prospective approach, that is, which states in India, where society has not advanced informally and certain sections like Srudas remained weaker sections. So, for the removal of economic and educational or inequalities and ratifying the injustice resulting from the dealing or transactions between unequal in the society, the framers of the Constitution of India desired to have a society of equals. The Constitution of India, through Article 14, guarantees the state shall not deny to any person equality before law or equal protection of laws within the territory of India. The concept of equality and equal protection of laws guaranteed by Article 14 encompasses social and economic justice in a political democracy. This article embodies the concept of destructive justice. The Constitution of India also contains many other provisions for securing equality of status and opportunity to all the citizens by uplifting the weaker section. There were some landmark judgments of the apex court regarding the abolition of untouchability, as the first one was Venkatrama Devaru versus State of Mysore. It would be an offence if a Hindu excludes Harishan on the ground of his birth from his private temple. In the case of Venkatrama Iyer, Justice of the Supreme Court observed thus: one of the problems which has been exercising the minds of the Hindu social reformers during the period preceding the Constitution was the existence in their midst mindset of communities which were classed as untouchable, a custom which denied to large sections of Hindus the right to use public roads and institutions to which all the other Hindus had the right of access, truly on the ground of birth, could not be considered reasonable and defended on the ground on any sound democratic principle, and efforts were being made to secure its abolition by legislation. They culminated in the enactment of the Article 17. Further, the next case was of Arumugam Servai versus State of Tamil Nadu. Merkandi Kachju justice held in this case that we would also like to mention the highly objectionable tumbler system prevalent in many parts of Tamil Nadu. This system is that in the many tea shops and Rahisi system is that in many tea shops and restaurants there are separate tumblers for serving tea or other drinks to scheduled caste person and non-scheduled caste persons. In our opinion, this is highly objectionable and is an offence under the SC/ST Act, and hence those practicing it must be criminally prosecuted against and given harsh punishment if found guilty. All administrative and police officers will be accountable and departmentally proceed against if, despite having knowledge of any such practice in the area under their jurisdiction, they do not launch criminal proceedings against the culprits. So that's all for now. Let us meet in the next session where we will discuss about the abolition of titles. So please do like and subscribe the channel. Thank you.